where we are here and we ain't going nowhere. You are attuned to the Marvelous Talk podcast. And of course, you got 2/3 of the power group with you, myself and Max. Max, what is good, man? How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to dive into some Star Wars. I feel like we've been a little bit like missing it, kind of overlooking it because the Marvel's been so killer and Star Wars has been kind of bland.
Bland. Yeah. And definitely, man, it's just a couple of segments, and we're going to be here for just a moment, man, but we want to get into some real talk. But if you would, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Do us a favor too, if you watch us on Facebook, make sure you go back and watch us again on YouTube. Tell a friend about it, share it, because man, we are here to stay. But look, I want to make sure that we give it its just due. Everybody trashes the movie Solo. And I'm going to tell you something. Solo was a good movie. Talk to us about this, Max, man. Talk to me and tell me why you think, first, it was a good movie, and then second, why do people trash it like they do?
Well, did you see the movie in theaters?
I did.
I didn't. I didn't see the movie. I'm a Star Wars head, you know that. I didn't see it for like 2 years after. And this is before we had streaming services, so you kind of had to like go. Yeah, that's how old I am. We didn't have streaming services that had Solo on it. And one day I was like, oh, Solo's on Netflix. I should check this out. I'm like, I classify myself as a Star Wars junkie, and I haven't seen this movie. I feel kind of bad. I know it's going to suck. And I watched it, and I was like, this movie doesn't suck. This movie is really good. I honestly couldn't think of one thing that sucked about it. If the only thing, and the only criticism I heard was, oh, he's no Harrison Ford. Well, there is only one Harrison Ford, so if we're gonna, why even ever make what if we make a Mace Windu movie without Samuel Jackson? So we can't ever do that? So it was baffling to me that the response it got in comparison to some of the other Star Wars movies that we actually think sucks, like Episode 8, Episode 9. So how does a movie that's good get a bad rap and a bad movie get a good rap? Is this just the hype machine? Is this just the social media age where the minority of people are louder than the majority of the people? I don't know.
I think it's the social media age, to be honest with you. I think, once one person has an opinion, the other people kind of just jump on that opinion without even doing due diligence and do research. You know what I mean? At least when I say I don't like something, I can say that I've watched it, right? But that's my opinion, right? I'm no Siskel and Ebert, but I mean, that's an older reference, I know. But it's still in all, you know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact, when it comes down to it, that movie to me was a solid 8. I liked the depiction of Solo as a young man. I liked seeing how he got his start. I like the interaction with him and the girl. I love seeing Darth Maul. Woody Harrelson played a solid character, and a lot of the turns and twists in the movie, it wasn't predictable. It wasn't predictable at all.
The cast is really good. Woody Harrelson, A-lister. They had Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, who's a big get. She's at like the peak of her popularity. I think the movie came out in the middle of Game of Thrones, so she's coming off that. This movie had star power. You have Childish Gambino as Han Solo, Donald Glover.
Yep.
So I don't really, and like you said, you had the Darth Maul stuff. You had Han Solo shooting first, killing Woody Harrelson. You saw Chewbacca and him become friends. I really don't know what this movie didn't deliver.
Nah, I don't know. Han getting an opportunity, because it kind of paid off when you had Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams in the cloud talking about old friend, and they were talking about the gambling that they used to do, and he was like, I won this in a game of, I forget what the game.
Sabak.
Yeah. So he said, I won this in a game of Sabak. So you got what's Childish Gambino's character? Why am I drawing a blank? Lando. Yeah. So you have Lando talking to Han Solo in a young form. What's not to like about that, bro? And then you see Lando cheating. You see how he won because he cheated. Like, I mean, honestly, there's not, I think, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, Max. I believe that if we're gonna do Star Wars content, we need to start building out these characters and then other people in this universe, right? And you could really drum up interest by going back, building on this Solo movie. We still got some place to go. We got places to go. We don't know what happened to Han Solo in between the time that he actually, came into A New Hope. We don't know what happened, right? We got some of the blanks. We know he worked for Jabba for a little bit. Let's explore that.
And they allude to it in the movie. I heard there's a guy with something to do on Tatooine. They allude to it in the movie, and like you said, they play on the Han Solo Lando Calrissian relationship where Lando's calling him Han. He doesn't even get his name right throughout the whole movie, and you can already see like the start of a budding rivalry that becomes a well-respected friendship.
Absolutely.
And we don't really get a lot of time with Solo. People are gonna say, oh, he's in the first 4, 5, and 6. He's a supporting character. It's about Luke. And Leia and Vader. So there's more to explore about Han Solo. There's not really much I want to see about some of the other characters. We already know what happens with Obi-Wan Kenobi. We know what happens with Darth Vader. We already got that show out the way. And yeah, I'd love a season 2, but really, what is there left to cover?
Nothing left to cover. At this point, I think, Max, man, we could explore it again. We could see him doing the kettle run. You know what I'm saying? That we could build out his relationship with Chewbacca a little bit more. I mean, honestly, there's so much more that we could do, man. And I really feel like we are missing prime real estate, or like my grandma used to say, you're leaving meat on the bone. I just think you're leaving meat on the bone in the Star Wars universe by not exploring Han Solo.
Well, I think the big thing to talk about with the Solo movie, and we can talk about the potential and what it could look like, is you have to talk about how he compares to Harrison Ford, how this young Han Solo compares to the old one. Like, what do you think are the big differences? And do you have a problem with the portrayal of Han Solo?
No, I think they picked I think they cast it right. I think they hit it right on the nail. This guy is a young version of Harrison Ford, right? Harrison Ford is rugged. He has a rugged look, but it's like a boyish look at the same time. He was able to capture his demeanor and his playfulness, because Han's very playful, but at the same time very skilled, right? And he's a great liar. So he lied his way into everything. So I think, he does carry that character. The difference between him and Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford was through the roof as an actor. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was just such a polarizing actor during his time. So everybody accepted him, right? This guy's virtually a no-name, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a difference when you're talking about, in the movie, he's supposed to be 16 years old. That's how old he's supposed to be. There's a difference between being 16 and 25. He had to get some of the confidence that led to him becoming the Han Solo in episode 4, where he's like, I'm the baddest dude. Because Han Solo in episode 4, he talks about the Kessel Run, how much of a badass he is for that, right? Well, in the movie, he hadn't even done it yet. So how would he have that confidence? He had innocence about him that he loses throughout the movie when Kiera just cuts his heart out. He's like, I'll wait for you.
All the way out.
Yeah, and that made him the man he becomes in episode 4 that everyone loves. So how could he play the exact same personality when he's just a kid? People mature, their personalities shift a little bit. Han Solo was an innocent dude. He's like, I want the girl, I want the dream, I'm going to chase the girl. And when he's done with that, when she cuts his heart out, he's a changed man. He's Han Solo. He's like afraid to get close to people other than Chewbacca.
Yeah, so Max, I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, I think Solo is worth exploring and worth the exploration and worth doing a second movie, man. I think, if we did a second movie, and I mean, of course, the actor is so much older now, but I mean, that kind of works, right? That kind of works with him being an older version of Han Solo, and then us finding out, what happened with Jabba, what happened with the Kessel Run, what happened, all that. There's a lot of great content that you could actually show from point A to point B.
Yeah, and would you be mad if it came back as a Disney Plus show? I kind of prefer it, honestly, because I love a movie but I'd rather get 8 hours of content than 2.
I would love it. I would love it because I would love it. I would love it because it would give you the time to develop that character and flesh him all the way out and then leave us there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in my mind, I think it would be a great thing. I think it would be an awesome Disney Plus series. I think they should do it.
I think so too. I feel like the tide is a little bit shifted on Solo, and people are realizing it's a good movie after like 6 years of it. People just hating on it. Yeah,
after 6 years. But man, we thank you guys for hanging out with us, man. And definitely, like we said, make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, so that when we go live, man, you know that we will be there for you, giving you the best Marvel content, the best Star Wars content that you're ever going to hear on the internet. As for myself, as for Big G, and for Max, we going to holler at you later. Peace.